pop culture. What is it? Why should we use it in our classroom? And how can we use it in our classroom? That's what we're going to talk about today. Hi, I'm the one that shoots with 2 Cute Classrooms, and this is my space for fellow teachers, homeschool moms, and or homeschool dads, and of course some of my parents too. And today we're going to be talking about pop culture. So let's get right into this video. First question, what is pop culture? It is the common knowledge within a society, but basically it's gossip or the news or the tea or whatever you want to call it. But it's the things that are going on in our society that are topics of conversation. I want to talk about it, you want to talk about it, and your students want to talk about it too. So as bad as it sounds, let's let them get into the tea. Let's let them talk about the sauce and get them excited about class. So why should we use pop culture in our classroom? One, it sparks their interest. When their favorite celebrity is doing something, or they're beefing, or they are releasing a new apple, or having a baby, or whatever it is that they're doing, your kids want to talk about it. And if you bring that up in class, I promise you, you're going to get them excited about what you're learning. Because Kim Kardashian putting on Marilyn Monroe's dress was news. Rihanna having a baby was news. Chris Rock and Will Smith was news. And they wanted to talk about it. And I know Johnny Depp and his ex-wife Amber Heard was news that I wanted to know about. So your students wanted to know about it too. They had opinions. So you get their interest sparked and get their prior knowledge activated. When you begin talking about what's going on, bring the topic up, and they're going to be, they're going to be shocked. You're like, oh, why is Miss So-and-so talking about what Kanye West is doing? Oh, but she's cool, man. And so what they don't realize, you're finna set them up for an activity. Get them talking about it. Don't let them get too excited. Give them about 5 or 10 minutes. 10 is probably a little more than you should. About 5 good minutes to get going on whatever this is, and then stir them into the lesson in which you're going to present for the day. So when you're talking about these other lessons, you will also help to create lasting images in your students' minds. And for those of us who are visual learners, this is going to be key at holding on or retaining information. Another reason you want to do it, you get your students to make real world connections. They connect what is going on in their world with what happened or you're getting ready to introduce to them in class. If you're doing a history class and you're talking about World War I, World War II, you can bring it around to talking about the unrest that's going on in society. Now, at this point that I'm filming this video, there's a war in Ukraine. So you can bring up some of the atrocities or things that are going on in Ukraine, and you can roll that all the way back around to talk about World War I or World War II. If you're an English teacher, then you can roll that all the way around to Number the Stars, Night, those various books that also talk about things that happened during the war. Pop culture also makes a topic easier to understand. And the examples we just gave of the things that have happened in the past, how they can be worked around. So when you're talking about it, let's be honest, Shakespeare is a whole lot easier to understand when you can make a connection to something that is going on now. Hey guys, don't forget to give this video a like, a thumbs up, to subscribe, and to follow me for more teaching tips and hacks. Let's get back to the video. Pop culture also allows you to integrate the various disciplines. If you are a high school teacher and you teach a specific subject, you still can use pop culture to integrate those other subjects, because we don't want to just teach them one subject. We want to teach the whole child. So if we're teaching English, pop culture can relate all the way to English. It can go all the way back to math. We can incorporate the history. We can incorporate the art, the science. All these things can be incorporated just by using pop culture. So now let's talk about the ways in which we can use pop culture in our classroom. Let's make predictions. Pop culture is a wonderful way to get your students to begin to make predictions. You can have them look at the evidence or look at what's going on and predict what the outcome of maybe the trial is going to be, of this action that the person took. What is going to happen as a result of their behavior? Lead into cause and effect relationships. You could say, yes, Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, and so as a result, this happened. What do you think should have happened? Also, you can use it to lead into another subject, another incident where you had like the results of World War I and how that caused World War II. Analyze the behavior. By using pop culture, we can get our students to analyze, to critical think, analyze why their favorite star did this, analyze what could have been the motivation. What made Will Smith get up and go slap Chris Rock? Was it just a comment? Was it things that were going on at home that we're not aware of? But what caused the behavior? All of these are things that can be discussed and that can be cultivated because we are integrating pop culture into our classroom. Let's talk about one of our favorite artists, Beyonce. Wow, you can use Beyonce to lead into conversations about during Black History Month on Tina Turner. To talk about Dorothy Dandridge and all of those other famous Black dancers. But you can also use her to talk about the 1920s, the flappers, all these women who caused these phenomenal movements in their society. Pop culture is a great way to get your students involved in the writing process because trust me, they want to share their opinion. Okay, you ask them some questions, you ask them to explain to you what they think, then tell them, could you put that on paper? Could you write that down for me? Get them to write it. That's the beginning of the writing process because they're just writing. Then get them to go back and edit it, polish it up, and publish it the way you want. What they could really do, then you can sort of do a tug of war. I like this little game where you have a piece of yarn that you put across a bulletin board across your board, and then you have one side that agreed with the behavior, one side that did, and the justifications. All of these are ways to get the critical thinking, the justification, the writing, the reading, the history, science and social studies. All of these can be tied back to pop culture. So if you're ever in doubt about using it, then I want you to think of all these wonderful reasons that you should. So this is LaWanda Shields with 2Q Classrooms, and we were talking today about the reasons we need to use pop culture in our classrooms, how we could use it, and what it was. So I'll see you guys in the next video.